let's tell them about the trick during quarantine and how to lose close to 50 pounds during quarantine. Tell me the trick again. That my number one demographic is 16 through 24. I love that age group because I was that kid. I was the kid that was competing by 14-year-olds. That old school mentality of food beats all, and it really does, mostly at that age. But it also teaches you at your age now that we changed your metabolism at 50. We'll start this out with, oh, geez, Louise, a couple 50-year-olds. Bobo.
Right. What's up, man?
Well, welcome to the Titan. Well, you've already been in the Titan crew, but I am on with one of my fun and elite, sarcastic Titan crew members. He's on the level of Heath Evans. Good.
That's insulting.
Come on.
Hey, Mona.
Pretty good.
How are you?
Good.
All right, you guys take your guns out of here. So, boy, big Bobo. So you've been with me for how long now?
Since the middle of January.
Okay, and during this time, you started out around 280 pounds.
That's right.
And your lowest point was what?
235.
235. And that's from January to now, and that's during a majority of the part, well, it was in quarantine, but we still got through this process. So
exactly.
You and me have talked before this, and just kind of going over some of the mindset changes. You've always kind of know how to lift, but I made you accountable for it when it comes to working with me, and that kind of forced you to a position of where everything you knew you had to apply.
Exactly.
And then we obviously covered the trick, and let's tell them about the trick during quarantine and how to lose close to 50 pounds during quarantine. Tell me the trick again.
Man, it's being consistent.
No, that's not the trick. Come on, the trick. Come on, you're not going to tell me the trick?
Well, the trick that I had was completely just following your lead, dude. Whatever you told me to do, I did it. I mean, that was just, I could not. I mean, it was a huge accountability.
Blind face? Was that the trick?
Right.
So we got in great shape. Here's the thing: most people don't lose 50 pounds when they have a gym open, when they have the luxury to go to the gym 6 days a week, when they have the luxury of getting the food because it's not sold out, or hard to find certain foods. What was it that you changed?
Well,
how did you do that?
The deal that I had went through, the last couple of years, all our lives we do these diets. We try to lose this weight. All these fads came out. All this keto stuff, and so you always try to apply those things. When we first got started, and I had to send you my photos, and you sent me that remark that it looks like your metabolism shut down. That was a reality check. So and I had lost weight before, but the problem I had was just like you said, I couldn't maintain that diet, that keto diet. So therefore, when I get off of it, here I go back to eating the stuff I used to eat. And then I'd hired personal trainers before. I'd go to their studios. I'd work out. But the deal I was doing with those guys, they were trying to get me to do HIIT workouts. Not really a thing to build muscle mass. It was always just time under tension or just minute rest. And hell, I was working out with 135 bench press and trying to do 15 reps. And by the time you go to do push-ups and do 30 to 50 reps, you're burnt out. So, so when I was losing weight with them, I was losing muscle as well as fat. On your deal, dude, I not only lost 40-something pounds, but I put on muscle. So I lost a lot more fat than what the 40-something pounds I had. So when I started seeing those results, that's what I wanted the whole time, was somebody I want to build muscle. I want the shoulders. I want the round shoulders. I want the chest. I want the back. I want my legs to flare up. I want to get stronger. I want to put the muscle on. And that's exactly what it is. So when I started seeing the results, it just clicked on. I said, hell, Mike knows what he's talking about.
Well, let me stop you there, because a lot of people right now are going to say, well, wait a minute. This guy's 29 years old. Of course he can lose this kind of weight and all that stuff. Is that true?
It would have been almost 20 years ago. So I just turned 50. And man, it's cool to tell people I'm 50 because nobody believes I'm 50 years old.
You got four
nanny
kids?
juice is real.
How many
Got
kids?
three.
Three kids.
Three. We got 13, 14, and 9. She's about to be 20, but she's 19 right now. She's at the University of Alabama. 2 kids are in school in Louisiana.
Okay.
Baton Rouge.
And you're in the same boat as me, where we are now training not to appease ourselves or be freaks for ourselves, but we're trying to be freaks for our boys and stay ahead of
Absolutely.
our boys now.
Exactly.
You got a 14-year-old that wants to play ball, and you're no small guy, but he's grown quick, huh?
He is, and he's got genetics too. He's on his mother's side. They've got some height and all that stuff as well. So with mine, I'm in that same fold as Heath Evans. I'm 5'11" and 3/4. You know, so
You're being nice to
so it's so you know. But my goal for him is to be the most you can be. You know, so I kind of pushed him to start following you on the Instagram and stuff, so he knows the correct things to do, you know, and this is what I'm doing. So this has helped me get bigger and stronger. So his challenge to me, you know, when I grew up, I wanted to be as big as my dad. I wanted to beat my dad arm wrestling. I wanted to wrestle around, and nobody would want to challenge me. So the challenge to him is, you got to get bigger than me. And if I can get bigger and stronger, it just makes his goal that much higher to get to.
I love that approach. I think that's a great approach for everybody. A couple of years ago, I probably couldn't talk about this, the whole father thing, because I wasn't a father, and so I couldn't comprehend that what my father had when he was raising us. And now the one thing we can't coach is size. You know, our kids are given what they're
Right.
given, and your boy's given some good genetics, and then my little mutant child is the same way. So the one thing I can't coach him on is the size. So it's the nutrition is going to get him the best size, because no matter how genetically gifted you are, or the potential to be as tall as you should be, with bad nutrition, you never even reach that, which I don't think people even comprehend. Height and your genetic makeup is still not given to you if you have bad nutrition.
That's
So
true.
I love that. And I love that my number one demographic is 16 through 24. I love that age group, because I was that kid. I was the kid that was competing by 14-year-old. So I love teaching these kids to not listen to the bodybuilding world or the powerlifting world, or these doctors telling them about stay away from carbohydrates and don't do this and don't do that. I love being the guy that kind of went through that, like Heath Evans. We went through that where we ate carbohydrates. We had peanut butter and jam sandwiches, that old school mentality of food beats all. And it really does, mostly at that age. But it also teaches you at your age now that we changed your metabolism at 50, which you're not supposed to be able to do, because everybody says after 30, you're done. So,
All right, you did. You changed my stuff, dude. Yeah,
So-
I mean, it started falling off, but it was a steady pace, which is, I was glad of the steady pace, because, like, you know, if you start losing too fast, it'll come back even faster. So mine was steady the whole time. But everything that you put into my deal, I followed it to a T. Amber she cooked my stuff for me, but the results are there, dude. It worked.
I got to ask one more question now.